Good morning everyone. So we left this car overnight, and when we came out this morning it started no problem at all. So you can see in the scan tool the alternator loading is 48%, but the state of charge of the battery this morning has now shot up to 74%. So yesterday, you can remember, it was at 20 odd %. So leaving it overnight or allowing the computer to go to sleep to reassess must have done the business for this battery. So this is a funny one. So going into the battery here now, you see it's a more respectable 15 amps. The charging voltage is 14.3. So I actually spoke to the main dealers this morning about this, what should be the proper battery it's on this car. Anyway, we'll put this off, put the car off. So the guy asked me, he told me, the main dealer, he says it's not got stop start. So if it had stop start, it would be an AGM battery on an advanced glass mat, but this has not got stop start. But I was just wondering, is there any chance that a stop start battery, an AGM battery, maybe was fitted to this, or the car's looking for it? But the fact that we're now up at the state of charge 74%, maybe it's no looking for it. So you can see there our current clamp. When this car goes to sleep, it drops to absolute zero. In fact, we'll do that. So what we've done, we put the catch down there, so the car thinks the bonnet is shut, because it shows you actually that in the scan tool. So we'll go and put the windows up, and I'll let you see the amperage draw in this car. The other thing you can hear on this car, I don't know if you can hear it, the fuel pump seems to run all the time. That's unusual. Right enough. The dash panels, let's see if I can put this off. No, I'll even shut it down, so we'll lock the car. You get that little red button up here on the dash up there, hard to see. We'll check our amperage. So I've disconnected the scan tool. As I said to you, that clips down, and we'll watch our amperage. .2. What we'll do is I will zero that out. Go 1.86. So you find a little red, see it's hard to see just above that, the radio display, there's a little red light, and that's it finally went out, and I think that's when the car goes to sleep. No, it's no way to sleep yet. 1.8. There's the engine finally shut down. It got rid of that buzzing noise, and then if you wait another couple of minutes, it'll then take a dive. There you go, finally went to sleep. So you can see that is absolutely zero coming out of that battery. So we've now got a parasitic draw, and our voltage is staying at 12.5, which is that 60% charge. If 12.66 is 100%, I think 12.5 is, actually, there you go, it took a dive, 12.4. Came back up. That's strange, isn't it? Absolutely no amperage came out of that battery, yet the voltage took a dive. So I put the snap-on tool on it, and you can see the state of charge is 74% as well. Alternator load is 48%. The amount of current going back into the battery, oh, that's getting nice, 12. But another thing I was going to say to you was, I was reading on through the Verus last night that there's actually an issue with some of these Renaults. I think it's the Clio. It's maybe actually newer than this. See where that red cable comes out of the alternator there? You can see the red mark. That can sometimes rub that main cable from the alternator, and that causes all sorts of issues as well. But that one looks like it's routed fine. I can't see any issues with that one there off the back of the alternator. The other thing I was going to say to you, the codes that keep it reoccurring, let me go back. There it's here, a DF0003 and a DF0043, and that's within the switch protection unit. I'll show you the module I was in. It's in that one there. So I'm wondering, just a theory, you think this maybe actually needs an AGM battery, not a normal battery, because it's got that sensor on it? That one there. Oh, it's a difficult call because it's quite an expensive battery. So, and they were getting down to, we're perfect now with amperage. Strange. So an update, you can see the state of charge, 77%. The battery is taking 6 amps. Now that's a very respectable 6 amps. If we go in, I've pinned into the scope again. So if we go into that, we'll see what this is looking for. So how can you decipher these waveforms? I don't know. So we contacted our local suppliers and we just got them to send up a battery. So the one they started, they've actually listed it as for what does EFB mean again? Is it enhanced flood something? Start stop. So as I said to you, I'm wondering if the car is looking for a good battery. Don't know. But that's expensive. Well, the other thing I was going to say to you, sometimes when these, I was reading last night, sometimes when these cars are jump started, it can blow the fuse for this, and that's that little 5 amp fuse there. So that can get blown as well, but obviously ours is not blown because we've got a good voltage supply to that. So that's one of the first checks you make on a Renault car, seemingly. Right, here we go. So this motor's driving us insane. So what we've done, I'll go back, I'll take you to the codes. This is a brand new battery. If we go into the codes, we're getting these two codes, a DF0003 and a DF0043. So that's my new battery. So what we've done, we came down here, we disconnected the battery sensor, and we're still getting 6. I've got a guy here wanting my autograph. It's sad. So we're still getting 6 amps with that disconnected. If we go to the scan data, you see with it disconnected, but disconnected 69%, and the alternator loading is 100%. Was that 100%? I don't know. So what we'll do is we'll put it back in. The amperage roughly stays the same. Our state of charge goes back to 79%. And the alternator loading goes to 42%. So even with a new battery, I cannot get rid of that code. Driving me insane. Alright, I suppose the acid test is if we leave it overnight and it starts in the morning, we probably can ignore these codes, but wow. There's a little observation for you. So you can see the state of battery charge is 80%, but see when I rev the car, the alternator loading goes down to 0. So when it's trying to give the car full power, it cuts the load to the alternator, so it goes down to 0, then it takes off again. So just a point of note.